All right, in this explainer, we are putting AI to a real-world stress test. Forget all those polished corporate demos for a second. We're going to dig into a head-to-head battle between the newest, most powerful, and yeah, most expensive AI models out there. Let's jump right in.
So, where did this whole thing come from? Well, it started from a place of just pure curiosity. The person behind this test wanted to see what would happen when you push the two biggest names in AI, Google and OpenAI, to their absolute limits with a really complex creative task. This isn't some sponsored benchmark, it's a genuine no-holds-barred stress test.
So let's get ready for the main event. You can almost picture it, right? In one corner, you've got the brand new challenger from OpenAI, and in the other, Google's top contender, armed with a brand new powerful feature.
And look, we are not talking about the free versions you might play around with. On one side, you have GPT-5 Pro, the just-released model that's going to set you back $200 a month. And on the other, you've got Google's top-of-the-line Gemini 2.5 Pro, and this one comes with a special feature called DeepThink, which is locked behind a $250 a month subscription. These are the absolute heavyweights.
And just to really hammer home what's at stake here, that $250 for Gemini with DeepThink doesn't even get you unlimited access. Not even close. The tester pointed out you could only use it about 5 times every 10 hours. So this isn't just a test of capability, it's a test of tools that are exclusive, expensive, and are supposed to be the best of the best. So what do you ask two of the most advanced AIs on the entire planet to do? You're not going to ask them to just write a poem, right? No, you ask them to build something complex, interactive, and functional, all from a single, very detailed request.
The challenge was to create a game, and not just any game, but a 3D skateboarding simulator that actually runs in a web browser. The prompt itself was incredibly detailed, asking for stuff like a third-person camera, a whole skate park, working physics, and even specific trick mechanics like doing a kickflip. I mean, this is a massive, massive leap beyond just generating some text.
Now, to keep things totally fair, this was a blind test. Both AIs got the exact same super intricate prompt at the same time. Then, the code they generated was saved into files with, just gibberish names. That way, the tester could play and judge both games without any bias, having no idea which AI made which game until the very end.
So, after 12 minutes of the AIs just thinking, the results were in. The expectation, of course, was that one of them, if not both, of these premium models would spit out something pretty impressive. But the outcome was, well, it was not what anyone expected.
That's right. Both of them failed. After all that processing time, neither the $200 a month GPT-5 Pro nor the super limited Gemini DeepThink could actually create a working game on the first shot. Both versions were just fundamentally broke.
But, broken can mean different things. So let's look closer. Game number 1, which the tester hilariously noted had a depressing color palette. You couldn't move the skateboard, but, and this is a big but, the kickflip and reset buttons actually worked. Game number 2 was, and I'm quoting here, significantly worse. Basically nothing worked except the reset button. So yeah, while both failed, game number 1 was clearly the less broken of the two.
And so, the big reveal? The creator of the superior yet still very broken game was GPT-5 Pro. This was actually a surprise because the tester mentioned that in a similar challenge before this one, Gemini's DeepThink had actually done better. It just goes to show you, even with these top-tier models, performance can be all over the place.
But the test wasn't over yet. I mean, the next logical step, the thing you have to ask is, can these powerful AIs do what any decent programmer does? Can they debug their own code? Can they find the problems and actually fix them?
So, could they fix their own mistakes? The short answer is, nope, not at all. GPT-5 Pro did analyze its code and gave back a fixed version, but the game was still totally unplayable. Movement was still broken, the whole thing would just get stuck. Gemini DeepThink's attempt, though, that was somehow even worse. Yeah, Gemini didn't just fail to fix the code, it completely collapsed. It, and I quote, started to encounter a string of errors that simply wouldn't go away.
It just got stuck in a loop and became completely unable to finish the request. It couldn't even try to make a fix. The comeback attempt was a total wipeout for both sides.
So at the end of all this, the tester was left with what they called a rather dissatisfying result. But honestly, that frustration is incredibly revealing. It gives us this raw, unfiltered look at what AI can really do right now, once you get past all the hype.
So what are the big takeaways from this whole experiment? Well, first, even the most advanced, most expensive AI models really struggle with complex multi-step projects like building a game. Second, they are just not at a point yet where you can rely on them to create a full working application from one big prompt. And third, and this might be the most important part, their ability to fix their own mistakes, to self-correct, is a huge, huge limitation. The real-world performance, it just doesn't match the sky-high expectations just yet.
And that leaves us with a really critical question to think about. This test wasn't some impossible trick. It was a reasonable, if difficult, request given to the very best tools that money can buy. So if they failed this kind of real-world task so completely, it really forces us to ask, where are we right now on the whole AI timeline? And how do we separate the incredible promise of this technology from the current messy reality?